Hello, ladies. I'm just admiring my new headband. I'll give everyone a minute, but I know I always log on at weird times. I'm just hanging outside. It is gorgeous. For the past week or so in Jersey, it has been cold and rainy and no sun, and I'm like, what kind of May is this? And so I'm enjoying the time I'm out here with my doggies. They're just sniffing around. I'm gonna give it 10 seconds and then I'm gonna get going. Today we are going to talk about branding. Give it a few more seconds. Okay, so I want to talk really quickly about branding. I want to talk about what it is, why you should do it, and kind of how to do it, okay? Now, it took me the longest time to figure out, first of all, what branding was, but second of all, what my brand was, okay? And so, for example, there are leaders like Angela Roper, for example. When I think of Angela, I think of mermaids, okay? And vice versa. When I see things that are like mermaids, that have to do with mermaids, I think of Angela. Now, she has done her job at branding, okay? So, when I first started, because it's always been important to brand yourself. In a business like ours, where we all have the same products, we don't keep inventory, and we have an actual, we have just a website to order from. Of course there's pros and cons to that, but one of the cons is that we need to stand out. That could be a pro too, but that you need to stand out to your audience, okay? You need to be memorable. And that's basically just what branding is, guys, is being memorable, and for your audience to see something and think of you. It is when your audience sees something and says, that reminds me of Megan, or Megan would love this, okay? For whatever reason it is, that I've done something in that person's brain that makes them think that I would like whatever they're looking at. And so, for the longest time, I thought it was oh, I have to make a cool team logo, or, you have to pay a lot of money to get an actual brand made. And I'm like, how the heck am I gonna do this? I'm like, I just could not figure out what was my niche, okay? And so it actually was one of my customers that made me realize what my brand is and why the heck I didn't see it sooner, okay? I am a headband junkie, headband junkie, and my other thing that I'm obsessed with is floral patterns. And so I did a little test run on my page a few weeks ago, and I posted an image basically saying, when you, what makes you think of me, okay? And I got a great response. I was hoping that it was going to be floral and headbands, because my one customer made me realize this about myself. So I was battling with myself about what the heck is my brand, what I didn't know what it even meant still. And one of my customers tagged me on Instagram on a picture of this girl with a million headbands, and she's like, oh my god, this is so you, it made me think of you. And I'm like, duh, that's it. Headbands are my thing, especially floral anything, but headbands are my thing. I wear one every day. It's been my comfort zone since I was younger, okay? I've always worn headbands. And so I'm like, duh, this is my brand. So it made me realize that a brand isn't necessarily, sorry, I'm watching my dogs, make sure that I don't run away. My one dog is looking at me when are you gonna come play with me? I kept thinking, I'm gonna kick the ball for her. I kept thinking that a brand had to be I don't even know how to explain it. I thought it had to be a name, or I don't even know how to explain it. I was just so confused by the whole idea of, oh my god, my dog is loving this right now. I was so confused by the whole idea of a brand, okay? And people kept saying it could just be an item, it can be whatever. And so some of the examples of brands are objects, okay? So in my case, it's a headband, or it's a floral pattern. But then it can also be other things, okay? So for example, another thing that it can be is you might be known, and this sounds crazy, but I have someone in mind that I'm going to talk about. It might be a specific font, okay? It may be a specific font, and the first person I think of when I think of this is Brittany Kaplan. If you don't follow Brittany Kaplan, you need to go follow her, because she is like the queen of attraction marketing. And so I love her. I've been following her for a long time now. Not in a creepy way. But she reminds me of myself. Like, we're young, like, just the way we talk, I don't know, she kind of reminds me of myself. And so I relate to her, and I really, although she's not really one of my mentors, I totally see her as one of my mentors. And I can picture in my mind right now the way that she sets up her girls' shout outs. So when she has a girl promote, I can see it right in my mind. She has a specific way that she always sets up her girls' promotion shout outs. And so now every time I see that font that's on her shout outs, I think of her, okay? That she has done her job. And I mean, she's really branded herself in other ways as well, which is amazing. I'm like in awe of her. But that's one thing when like I see the specific font, I think, oh my God, Brittany would love this. Okay? That's basically all branding is, guys. It's that your customers, or anyone, it doesn't have to be a customer, anyone sees something and you pop into their minds, because it doesn't have to be anything sales related, okay? It can be, for example, when this customer tagged me in the headbands thing, I messaged her, I'm like, oh my God, love that picture. And then she was like, oh yeah, like that reminded me, I've been meaning to ask you. I ran out of, I think it was mascara that she needed. She goes, you know, that reminds me, I needed to ask you, I'm out of mascara. Like, how do I get it ordered again? I mean, that wasn't me messaging people being like, hey, are you up with your mascara? It was the job that I had done branding myself, now coming full circle. It's, you want people to be reminded of you. And like I said, it doesn't have to be because of sales, but once you're in their mind, they'll be like, oh yeah, Megan. And oh yeah, I get my mascara from Megan. And oh yeah, wait, I'm out of mascara, so I should reach out to her. That's all it is, guys. And the reason it's important is because you want to stand out, okay? Like I said, in a job like this, like we even like actually do real work. In a field like this, you want to stand out as much as possible, okay? Because we all have the same products. We're all with the same company. None of us really have a leg up on, it doesn't matter if we're white through black. All of us, every single one of us has to hit a certain PRS a month in order to maintain a status, okay? So whether you have to hit your 125 to stay active, or if you have to hit the 500 to be black, I mean, it does not matter. We all have to do the same things. We're all on the same playing field, right? At the beginning of every month, everyone's back office refreshes no matter what level you're at. Other than yellow. If you've hit yellow, then you stay there. But my point is that not one person has one up on the other, okay? And so it's super important to brand yourself. So I want you to think, and it took me a while, so don't get frustrated if you can't figure it out at first, but take some time to really think about what your brand might be. It might be a color, it might be some sort of pattern, some sort of object, okay? It may be a certain look, it may be a movie. I mean, it can be anything. Think of things that make you you, okay? And really start showing your audience it, but show it in, I want to say in, not a subliminal way, why can't I think of the word? But you don't want it to be like, hey, the next time you see stuff about the movie Titanic, tag me in it. That's, you know, it has to be more like it's just a part of you. You don't want it to be something that you have to force on your audience, okay? So for example, my headbands, I wear them constantly. Like, this is what I wear every day. And so now that I go back and I look at my pictures, so many of my selfies and so many of my videos, have headbands in them. I wasn't even meaning to brand myself. It almost has to be like that, where you're not even meaning to brand yourself. And of course there has to be purpose behind it. I'm not saying it's supposed to be totally random. But you have to be true to you. So if headbands aren't your thing, don't go try to brand headbands, okay? Something else is your thing, and you want people to genuinely connect with you. So you want to find something that really is all you. So that's what I've got on branding, what it is, why you should do it. If you have any questions, let me know. I think a cool thing that we could maybe do is kind of even within our teams, you know, reach out with each other, and so say I was interested in being like, guys, what reminds you of me? And we could all kind of work together to maybe figure out what each other's brands might be, okay? And like I said, I posted that it was a graphic about, like, it said something like, and I can share it here, it said something like, what makes you think of me? Like, and I wrote a little blurb about, like, I'm doing a little research, comment below, like, what reminds you of me? And that was awesome feedback too, because it can steer you in the right direction. If people are telling you one thing, but you want to kind of be branded as another, then you need to work on that. Or if people are saying, Megan, total headbands, flower patterns, that's when I know I've done my job completely when branding myself, okay? So go forth, brand yourself, keep rocking out. We are doing amazing, and I'm so proud, and yeah, just enjoying the awesome weather now.